What's up, guys? Welcome back to the AM. So, I actually want to talk about ideas, and I really want to talk about the importance of ideas and the importance of creativity. It's interesting how oftentimes we will low rate ideas and they'll actually be undervalued in a large sense because there's normally no action to follow an idea and because everybody has ideas. And what's lacking more often than not is action and follow through to actually do the work needed to move things forward. But I don't really want to talk about that side of things. I actually want to talk about the importance of ideas. It is so vital to have ideas. It is so vital to have a creative thought process. It is so vital to think about things and be creative, to come up with new ideas and to really innovate, especially within a business. You have to have innovation within a business. And I'm not talking about like, cool, let me just create this new product. Let me just create this new invention. It's going to change the world. No, I'm talking about awesome. How do we actually get things more organized within the company? How do we keep things cleaner? How do we actually have people engaged in the work? How do we make sure that people love what they're doing? How do we find out if people have a voice, right? And how do we help facilitate those things? How do we actually have a positive culture? Hey, how do we actually keep bookkeeping better? And how do we look at monies? And how do we do reporting? And you have to have ideas around all these mundane, everyday things. And it is super important to really think about them, have ideas, and then be able to vet them and implement them. And I think ideas are heavily underrated. And I think that the less ideas and the less creativity there is in a company is directly correlated to how stagnant it is and to how much it does not move forward. See, it's so important that you actually think through things and be creative as an individual. And if you're working for somebody, they might not care that you got ideas. And to be honest, that's what I would rate as a low job experience. Like, cool, that's really poor. Like, my ideas, my voice doesn't matter. Let me go find some place that does. However, if you're trying to build something, you want to cultivate a culture of people having ideas, people thinking about things, and then people actually going through and then implementing their ideas. Ideas are worthless without work, with it, which is what I brought up earlier. However, if you don't have ideas at all, there's going to be no work. Everything that you are currently doing within the company came from an idea and came from creativity. And that was the origin source of a lot of this. You sat down and said, okay, cool. I'm going to start a business. This is why. And there's creativity about it. There's an idea about it. And I think that ideas and the creativity of things is heavily underrated. And I think it's so important to have ideas. And I think it's really important to really have teams to where the team is actually able to talk, communicate, have voices, to produce ideas, to vet ideas, because not all ideas are great, right? However, even bad ideas will lead to a great idea. And it is so important for that to be facilitated within a company because that produces new innovation, cultivates change, and then allows everything to move forward and be progressive. It's super interesting to think that all of that is cultivated from ideas. It's cultivated from improvement, but improvement's not going to come if you're not actually being creative, having creative thinking, and you're not ideating on the problem you're trying to solve. Or even if there's no problem, everything is running smoothly. Okay, how do we even get better? You're not ideating on that. And I think it's so important to see the value of this and to really be able to take time. And then you have a focused point of, cool, this is what we're going to think about. This is what matters. This is priority within the company. This is what we're thinking about. This is where all the ideas need to be focused around. And this is the constraint we're trying to solve. And then you move through that and you think through that. And then you work as a team to go through that and labor through those things. And that's really where improvement comes from. And I've talked about really having friction. I've talked about having less options because they produce creativity. And having less options, okay, you have no money, you have no budget, and you need to approach problems like this. How would you solve it? How would you solve this? And then, cool, if it takes money because you need an outside skill set or you need to be able to, bring something in from the outside or a tool or things, okay, that's great. However, the important point is the ideation and going through that process, facilitating that, and then being able to implement that. I think that this honestly is super underrated. Andrew even talked to me about, hey bro, you should do like more episodes on just ideas you have about things. And I think this is probably one of the first things, is just to talk about the value of this and the value of ideas. Anyways, guys, I'm over. I'll catch you later. Peace.